Good morning, class. Mr. Stone here. I wanted to cover a couple things, go over some things that we did in the past. The first one is solving one-step equations. As you see, the problem is 5 plus x equals 3. Your object is to get the x by itself. So what you have to do is subtract 5 from both sides. Let's get this pen going. Fine tip. So what I did is I subtracted the 5. Those two cross each other out, as you see. You subtract 3 minus 5 is negative 2. The negative sign's bigger. So x equals negative 2. And that's all there is to that one. Now the next one is what they call a two-step equation. You're going to have to do two different steps for this. Let's get this going a regular tip. Okay, so it starts with 9x plus 3 equals 21. The first step I'd do is get rid of the 3. So I'd put in negative 3, subtract 3. Those two cross each other out. On this side, you have 21 minus 3 is 18. So now your equation is 9x equals 18. Now you have to get rid of the 9. So really it's 9 times x. So what you want to do is the inverse, the opposite. So you divide both sides by 9. So you get 9x with 9 underneath divided by, and then 18 divided by 9. So the answer is x equals 2. And that's all there is there. And now what we're moving on into what they call inequalities. Okay? Those things were equal. They were equalities. They equaled each other. The x equals negative 2. The x equals 2. Now we're moving on to something it's greater than, less than, greater than and equal to, and less than and equal to, not equal to. So what I did is I put a couple little charts up there. Really, one of my students that was in the third grade talked about this alligator thing, and wow, that made a lot of sense. Like the alligator's going to eat the bigger thing. So I kind of put a little picture of that. We got the small thing and the big thing. So the open sign's always pointing towards the big thing. The alligator's going to eat that. Okay, if that's a way to help you memorize it. I show the symbols here. The first symbol's less than, the next one's greater than, and the next one's less than or equal to, and the next one's greater than or equal to. And then to the right-hand side of that same chart, it shows what if you were doing a number line, you have an open sign if it's, not equal to. You have a closed sign if it's equal to. You're kind of using more ink, okay? So just kind of think of that. You do the line underneath. Underneath there, I showed a little picture of how it looks like the n is greater than negative 1. So you put a circle there because it's not equal to, so it's any number that's greater than number 1. So it's not just it's not going to count number 1, it's got to be greater than that, okay? And then how the next one is n is less than or equal to negative 3. That means it includes negative 3. So you put a solid circle, okay, if that helps you remember. Then I actually underneath, I put another example, and now this is like a one-step equation. So you get x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 9, okay? Now, this is the same way as before when you had the equal sign, you just have a greater than or equal to, So you do the same thing. You got to get rid of the 4, so you subtract 4. You cross each other out, and you subtract 4 from the 9, so you get 5. So keep the sign the same. And I'll tell you in a second when you change that, okay? It'd be on the next one, the two-step equalities, so I'll tell you that. So it's x is greater than or equal to 5. Keep the sign the same. Now, we go into the two-step inequalities, okay? Works the same as the other two-step inequalities, except there's one little difference, and I'm going to hit that in the end, okay? the problem is negative 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to negative 16. So let's get rid of the 5. So we subtract 5 from both sides. So we end up with negative 3x is less than or equal to negative 21. Now, we still have to get rid of the negative 3, okay? If we divide, up here it says, if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you got to change, you got to reverse this sign. Flip it, I guess. That's another way to put it. Reverse it, okay? So we have negative 3 divided by, and we get rid of the 3's. Okay, so now we have negative 21 divided by a negative 3. And now you know a negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive. Okay, so we flip the sign. So now we have it's greater than, and we change it to a positive. So the answer is x is greater than or equal to 7. And that's how to do that. And now where it's the greater than or equal to, you know it would be a closed circle. So if we had a number line drawn and the 7 was over here, it'd be a closed circle. So it'd be every number bigger than that, okay? So that's how it would look. So your 0 would be down here, okay? So it'd be every number bigger than that, and it would include that. So that's all there is there. And you know what I put below there? Just in case the teacher does do this, they might want you to graph that equation, okay? So now, as you see, it's 5 is greater than negative 4. So this should be a circle here and a circle here. Okay, because it doesn't include those, okay, because it doesn't have the sign underneath that says equal to. So that's how that looks. If this was included in here, if this had this would be a solid circle. Okay, and that's all there is to that. That's how to graph that one. So it's every number in between those, okay? If you like this YouTube video, give me a thumbs up. If you got any questions, just contact me and subscribe to my channel. It'll help my YouTube ratings. And remember, what I always say is math can be fun. Have a great day. Thank you.